All right. Hey, everyone. Rachel here with you. And you can see I have the most amazing, beautiful Alexandra. She goes by Alex in my eyes with me. And tonight is Client Spotlight night. So I am featuring this amazing, beautiful, talented, I could say a lot of things about her woman. And Alex and I met 2 years ago now, Alex, year and a half ago through yoga
Yeah.
teacher training. I realize I've said that a lot recently. I've clearly met a lot of people through yoga teacher training. Um, and yeah, I'll let Alex share a little bit about herself and her journey. But Alex is one of those people that's juggling the 9 to 5 corporate life and rocking it, like kicking ass, and building a side business on the side. She is an amazing, fantastic yoga teacher. She does the best one-on-ones. And she'll do them virtually. You don't even have to leave your home, which is amazing, right, Alex? Or she'll have you come to her, or she can tell you more if you want to learn more about that. And she's actually also working on building out retreats and all sorts of amazingness. But yeah, so Alex is a very busy lady. But yeah, so Alex, first off, tell them a little bit about you. Tell them what like inspired you to like start this journey, and like where you kind of were when we started, and then where you would say right now, and like maybe the biggest shift that you've had.
Okay.
All that.
All of that and wrapped up. I actually contacted Rachel when I did find her through yoga teacher training. And one of the exercises that she did with us that stood out to me was draw a picture of yourself and how you see yourself, and then draw a picture of how you present yourself to the outside world.
Oh yeah, the mask exercise.
Yes, the mask exercise. And that was so telling to me in where I was in my life and in my journey at that point, that I ended up talking to Rachel, and she told me that she, did one-on-one coaching. And I called her because I was in probably one of the lowest points of my life. I was struggling in a long-term relationship, and I wasn't sure if I should move forward or leave. And it was a very difficult time. And so I called her. And when I think about that version of myself, I just have a lot of love and compassion for her because she was in a really dark place. And doing coaching one-on-one with Rachel really taught me how to promote self-love, how to fill up my cup, how to give back to myself, because I am the type of person who gives out to everyone else. And then I end up burning out and not being able to function for a full week, whether it's with work or relationships. And she really taught me how to devote that time to myself. And you think that it would be just a no-brainer, but it actually takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication and a lot of discipline. And one of the sticky notes, the quotes that I have on my mirror, is that discipline is the highest form of self-love. So I have a set rule of non-negotiables. And when I tell people about it, they always laugh at me like, really, you have non-negotiables? And I say, yeah, I have non-negotiables for myself so that I can operate at my highest vibration or my highest and best self. So she really instilled, she didn't give me the confidence. She gave me the tools to cultivate that confidence within myself. And now currently, because of it, I am in one of the best places I've ever been in my life. I am excelling in my corporate job. I hope that within next year, I'll be making 6 figures with that job, which is a huge jump, because when I first started with Rachel, I absolutely hated it and I wanted out.
Remember.
So to be able to change your thought process and your perspective, and for that to turn around and me to love what I'm doing currently, all from changing how you think about something or realizing that you are not your thoughts. and realizing that you have control over your thoughts, which in turn have control over your feelings and how you go about certain circumstances that are presented to you or situations that are presented to you in your life. And I've also gone through yoga teacher training. I did not have the confidence to be able to teach, or I didn't think that I would be able to teach. And I currently am teaching at a studio right now. I'm subbing a lot of their classes, and I have 2 regular classes. And I'm also doing one-on-ones. I excel in one-on-ones, actually, because I like that personal touch that you can give. And so, yeah, I'm also working on a side hustle, as you would call it. And I have a couple clients that are on Zoom. And I also have a couple clients that I go to see, and that I know a lot of my friends have come to see me as well in my own home. So I'm currently doing that. And Rachel has just gotten me to this place. And of course, I had to do all of the work.
Yourself to the place.
Right. Of course, I had to do all of the work, but she has given me the tools in a way that was easy enough for me to understand, because my favorite quote from Rachel is that your brain is a 5-year-old running around the kitchen with a knife.
Yes.
And it's so very true. And so she has given me the tools to be able to just process some, previous learned behavior, as well as just move forward and be so content and happy with my life the way it is. And I never thought that I would be able to be content and happy with how my life is currently. So I attribute all of the tools. I do attribute all the work to me, but I do attribute all of the tools to Rachel, because I never would have been able to get here without her.
So, yeah, I mean, honestly, Alex, when I love you, you know that, but I love where you were to where you've come, because it really is I think in the title, it asked me to put a title, and I was like, full transformation, because really, I remember on that first call, you were like, I just want some confidence. Mm-hmm. And I look at the girl now and I'm like, that girl is full of confidence. That girl doesn't even, and you just remind me a lot of myself, actually. So in my 30s, 20s especially, I had none whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And it really took me to almost 40. Oh my God, I'm almost 45. Anyway, and I just love that you did this even earlier, and that there's so much goodness here, because I know you're gonna you're just going to be the most amazing mom, and you're going to be the most amazing wife, just because of all the work you've done. And you're going to skip all the shit that so many of us do, and part of my French, fuck up with. So I think it's amazing. And I love the confidence. I love that I remember those beginning calls, how much you hated, I hope no one's watching this, your job, because whatever. And now you get on the call and you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited to tell you everything exciting happening at work. Yep. And it's who would, if we went back and listened to those calls, who would have ever freaking guessed? It's awesome.
No one.
Awesome. Yeah. It really is.
And that's really interesting that it comes back to confidence, because I was just at a sales conference in Vegas. And the one piece of feedback that I heard from, many of our new clients that we're trying to onboard is, you just carry yourself with such, grace, elegance, and confidence. That's the one thing. And even my CEO and CFO have seen a difference. And so for other people to recognize that as well, and to say it when it's something that I have currently been trying to work on, and it's not confidence in being an arrogant or cocky, but it's confidence in knowing who you are and accepting who you are for all of you, for all of the imperfect parts, for all of the, struggling parts, and embracing that and being able to surrender and hold space for yourself. All the things that Rachel and I talk about on our calls. And it's truly amazing, and it's changed my life.
I mean, I really, really like, I know personally for myself too, it's like when you start to act, and it sounds so cheesy. So every time I say this, I like want to like, but it's like when you really do start to practice authentic self love. And I'm not talking about like the facials and the massages, and as much as I like getting my nails done, and I like all those things, don't get me wrong, I want all those things too. But that's not really what practicing, in my opinion, self love is. It's those conversations, those really intimate conversations that you start to have with yourself. And, that awareness that comes with, I really believe for me, a lot of it started with yoga, and you probably feel the same way. But then it's like in yoga, it's like, okay, we have it. Now what do we do with it? And this is kind of like, I see sometimes like that next step. Okay, this is what we now do with it.
Right.
And you are just such an example of what's possible, Alex. I just adore you. I think you're the cutest thing ever. So Alex, if you had like one thing that you were like wanted to tell someone out there who like is maybe considering it, maybe they're struggling a little bit with confidence, whether it's confidence just in themselves, or that confidence, like you said, to like do teacher training and actually go after a dream, what would you want them to know that now that maybe you didn't know a year or 6 months ago?
You are
this isn't planned. Clearly,
no, this was not planned.
Ask the questions in advance.
This was not planned. You are your own worst critic. And the stories that you tell in your head of, oh no, I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm not capable enough to do that. That is your own worst enemy. And the one thing that I have learned with Rachel is to be able to say, okay, I hear you. I acknowledge you. That's fine that you may think that, and that I call it my old brain. Yeah. I say, okay, old brain, I hear you.
Oh, I love that.
But the amount of work that you put into yourself, like that dedication, like that discipline, if you're on the fence about it, the one thing that I can tell you is this is the best investment that I've ever made. And I can't even imagine how my life would be without it, actually. And that's terrifying. Actually, that's terrifying for me to imagine my life without all of this knowledge and without all of this work. So I would say, what is it that you said to me when we first started? How when you first dive into something that you're not sure about, you get this rush, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm doing this.
Yes, well, you feel like you're going to throw up.
Right. I did. I felt like I was going to throw up. But if you don't take chances, and if you don't dive in with both feet or head first, or however you want to say it, there's no room for growth. Because if you just stand still, you're not going to grow. And you do. I mean, it's just like one of my favorite quotes is that a seed has to be covered up completely in darkness, and it has to go through the rain, and it has to go through the turmoil in order for it to break open and actually produce growth. So unfortunately,
good, Alex.
Unfortunately, you do have to go through the bullshit, right? You've got to go through your own bullshit, but that is how you're going to grow. And you have to be willing and able to be comfortable within the discomfort.
So true. So good. Oh my God, so much wisdom. Thank you, Alex, so much for sharing your wisdom, your journey. And if anyone is looking for some amazing yoga, please reach out to Alex. I will, or if you're like, I don't know how to find Alex, reach out to me and I will give you her information. And thanks, Alex, for being here. Everyone, have a great night. And until next time, we'll say namaste.